Welcome to May's Lug Life. I'm May, and this is my first impression video of the new Zipliner Packable Convertible Hobo Bag. So I know that there are a gazillion Zipliner fans out there, so I'm hoping this has totally made your day, that they've come up with a packable convertible, a convertible Zipliner, and I really hope you guys are enjoying this. Now, I don't personally like Zipliners. They're not my kind of style. I'm not really into the hobo sort of look and feel. I like to have my stuff having a bit more structure, but I've always thought the Zipliner was ingenious. I've always thought it was so cool that you can turn it from a shoulder bag and just with a pull turn it into a backpack. I've always thought that was amazingly cool, and I've really wanted to like the Zipliner for all these years. I keep looking at it going, I should like this, because I actually do really like backpacks and I love convertibility, so this should be like, you know, the thing that totally sets me off, but it actually hasn't. No matter what I've done, no matter how hard I try, I've even tried them on when I was finally able to see them in person. I was able to, you know, feel it and feel how it is, to turn it from a shoulder bag into a backpack and then put it on, and I still couldn't appreciate it. I think it's just not, it just doesn't feel right on me. It wasn't comfortable. So I never quite got into it. I'm always really sad that I don't like it more, because in theory, this looks like the best bag for me, and it just never landed for me. So, but I still think it's kind of an interesting thing that they turned the very popular bag into a convertible packable. So anyways, let's take a look at it and see. So let's look at the colors. So it comes in the sort of more newish, I guess, Paws Black, which is, I don't think much different from the Paws Navy. It is a little bit different, but I don't think it's enough of a difference. It's not like there's Paws Fuchsia, where it's a completely different sort of direction of colors. So I'm still not 100% sure who's liking this one, but maybe didn't like the navy. I don't know. So, okay, and then of course there it looks like just straight up black. Actually looks kind of sleek in that color there. And then the Love Stripe Multi, which would drive me insane because it's such a slouchy bag, and none of the lines match up anyways, and if it's extra slouchy, and you know, then it really wouldn't line up. I think that would drive me mental. Metallic Espresso, which I still would love to see in real life. I'm not loving the color here on the website. I have a feeling it would probably still look different if I saw it in real life, so I would love to see it. Metallic Silver. And then there's the metallic black, so there's two blacks. And then the Wildlife Black, which I kind of was surprised that this was a popular enough color that out of all of these different things that they could have turned it into, this is the color they chose. And I'm noticing that there isn't anything too much more than the darker colors. So there's like, Wildlife Black, Metallic Black, Paws Black. It's a lot of black. So if you are one of these people who's been looking at all the colors over the summer, like all the neons and stuff, I'm sure you're a little bit sad that this didn't come out in at least something a little bit more bright, except for obviously the Love Stripe Multi. That's probably the only thing of real color. So I'm a little surprised. Like, I know this is fall that we're technically going into, like this is the fall line or the winter line, and so I guess the bright summer colors aren't really a thing, but they could have done a poppy red, they could have done like a shibori or something like that. So I'm just a little bit surprised at the color range being quite limited. $69 is not an insane price. That's actually a very reasonable price, I think. So yeah, so price point wise, it's pretty good. It's even a giftable price point, so you could gift this to someone without breaking the bank, so that's pretty cool. So let's just look at, I guess, I don't think there's an interior color. I imagine it's just, yeah. So most of these packables, whatever the color is on the outside is usually the same on the inside, or it's just the back of it. So it's like that sort of whitey color or grayy color that you see on the inside. So there's no liner per se. So this one only has a liner because of that front pocket. It reverses, so you can flip it and turn it into the pocket that holds the actual bag, or you flip it out and it becomes a pocket in of itself. But otherwise, the main compartment doesn't look like there's an interior lining, which is always a little bit sad. That's the one thing about the packables, is that you don't get an interior liner, and that's unfortunately for me a huge part of the reason why I love Lug. So when I get a bag that doesn't have an interior, it's always a little bit of a letdown. Okay, so I guess let's look at the photos. So let's see if we can, I wonder which one's going to be the best one to really see like the actual lines of the bag. Maybe this one, probably the silver. Okay, so let's look at the metallic silver. I might be maybe too white. I'm not sure. Okay, so let's look at these pictures here. So actually that looks pretty cool in that color, I think. So unlike the regular Zipliner, it doesn't have those two smaller pockets on the top. I don't know if there's a side pocket. No, it doesn't look like there's any side or back pocket. So it really is just sort of the convertibility that makes it the Zipliner, where you can go from shoulder bag to backpack. And there's that big pocket in the bottom. Otherwise, it's missing a lot of the other things that make the Zipliner pretty cool, all the organization. But it's a packable, so it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have a ton of little spots that you can put things. So that just always is the way usually. Does that look smaller? That looks like a smaller Zipliner. That looks like it's smaller than the regular Zipliner to me. Again, if I don't have one, so let me know if you guys are more familiar with a Zipliner and tell me if that looks smaller. That looks a lot smaller to me. Okay, let's see. So in the front, it looks like there is like a seesaw maybe in there, that little sort of clear pocket there. That's just a notebook, probably a Huggy, like one of the smaller ones. The 12 ounce versus the 16, who knows though. It looks like maybe a sweater or something like that, and a sprinkle umbrella. So, and it's pretty tall. It seems to fit a fair bit. Looks like you can get a fair bit of stuff in there. So that's good. Yeah, she's got, and so there's like granola bars and some pens, so that's pretty good to see. And there they are, all standing next to each other. Now, I got to assume they've really stuffed these bags. I know that these Zipliners tend not to have a whole lot of structure. So that's the one bad thing about the Zipliners for me, is that when I put the thing down, I don't want it to collapse on itself. I like my bags to have a little bit more structure. So if I put it down, or if I hang it up, it's not going to get all warpy and funny. It's going to maintain the shape that I liked the bag in. That was the one thing about the Zipliners I just didn't like. It just depends on what the contents of my bag are. It changes the shape of the bag. It also changes how it sits on my body. So if I stuffed the Zipliner really, really big so that it was more round, it was really uncomfortable on my back. Whereas, you know, if you've got a bag with a bit more structure, it tends to spread everything out. It doesn't just sort of pack everything in the middle. So I got to assume this is even worse because it has no structure at all. So you do have to sort of be careful what you put into it. And those are the colors. So it's not a very big color range, which is a little sad, but I don't know, maybe they're just testing it out and seeing how it feels, and if it works out really well, then they'll maybe release more, or maybe there's more coming in the future, who knows. It's entirely possible that this is all they received and that there are actually more colors coming across at some point. Okay, so let's read. So it says you're not doing the same thing every day, so why should your bag? With the Zipliner Packable, you have multiple ways to wear and use the newest Lug masterpiece. Throw it over your shoulder, wear it on your back, or even pack it up for easy storage when you're on the go. This bag has the space for all of your essentials and still rocking our cutest prints. Yeah, that's loose. There's like 3 prints. Okay, so measurements. Now, I don't know how big the original Zipliner is, so I have no clue. I can't compare. But 11.5 inches wide. That's not a big bag to me. It's an average size bag. 6 inches high. That's really that's not a big bag at all. 6 inches high. Yeah, that's tiny to me. And then 1.25 inches deep. Yeah, and then as a crossbody, it's 15-inch wide. Oh, it's a packable. Oh, I get it. So the first one, sorry, okay. So the first measurement, that makes sense. So as a packable, I guess that front pocket packs down to 11.25. 6, okay, that doesn't sound very big to me. 6 inches high and then 1.5 inches deep. Duh. I should have read that. I don't know why I wasn't paying attention. And then as a crossbody, once it's opened up and it looks like the bag that you see there in front of you, then it's 15 inches wide. That makes more sense. Okay, and then 12 inches high. There we go. And then 5.75 inches deep. Okay, now that sounds reasonable because the other one just sounded tiny. I was like, oh, okay, it's way smaller than I thought it was. Okay, so again, I don't know how to compare that to the original Zipliner. Someone's gonna have to let me know. So you happen to have one and those, and those sound familiar to you, let me know. And if you have this, if you bought it, let me know as well. So there's a carabiner keychain. So all it is just a carabiner on the outside when it's packed. So when you flip it in the other way. There's that little carabiner. So it's not really I think I really kind of wish that people would stop using the word keychain the wrong way. So like when they use the word keychain, I expect there to be an actual, like you should be able to hang keys off of it, not where you can put it on a keychain, if that makes any sense. So this one, I would not put my keys on it. So a keychain to me is something where I put my keys on it and my keys will be secure. A thing that will attach to my keys so I can carry my keys easier, or will add, just more color or whatever it is to my pre-existing keychain, where that secure thing that holds all my keys, to me is something else. So I don't know what I would call it, but I just feel like a keychain to me is what holds all my keys. And something that I put on my keychain to decorate it is like, I don't know, a key charm. I don't know. Anyway, so to me, that is not a keychain. It's just a carabiner clip. End of story. You could put that on your keychain, but why? It's too huge. You'd hang that maybe off of your bag or something like that if you were traveling. One main zipper compartment, and then there are 2 zipper compartments. As a crossbody, and then with the adjustable crossbody strap, which is always amazing. So basically what it is you're looking at this. That is the packed version, and then when you unfurl it, so you unzip all of that out, you flip it inside out, and it becomes this. And I guess when you don't want the bag anymore, you want to put it back into a packable, you would unzip this pocket and like just turn it inside out and flip all the bag into the pocket and then zip it over. So that's how all of Lug's not compatibles, what's it called, packables work. There we go, that's what I was looking for. So yeah, so it's okay. So again, I don't know how big it is, but interesting. And then yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's look at the video, because I think there is a video. Come on, there we go. All right, so I want to make sure that the volume is down. Oh, it wasn't, because I definitely don't want to get a copyright ding there. And I don't know where Amy is. Is this her house? Is this her backyard? Are we saving on studio rental space now? Ew. Oh, I do not like that at all. Oh, it has no structure. It looks awful. Like that just hangs. Like I don't even know what shape that is. It has no shape. That's not a good looking bag once it's on your back and once it's full. Like that is okay, look, me personally, I like lines. I like the look of clean lines, and I definitely like that in my bags. I know that not a lot of lugs have a really clean line. There's a lot going on usually, but at the very least, I personally like structure. I mean, that's kind of the whole point of buying a bag, is you like the look of it, you like the shape, you like the line, you like the color. And so if it has no shape because of it just taking up the shape of the contents, like that looks awful. That looks like you're I don't know, carrying something that's unsavory. Like that looks like your bag is pregnant. I don't know. It just looks bad, of that bottom thing right there, just kind of bulging at the bottom. So it takes away from all the line. Now, so here's my question. Like as I'm looking at this, I'm watching this. What purpose would you use a packable zipliner? I think I'm having trouble trying to figure out when my life would need a packable zipliner as opposed to a packable something else. Because if you know the packables at all, like the Echoes, the pedal jumpers, what else? There's a couple other ones I can't think of off the top of my head. But usually it kind of opens up to have some level of organization. So there's like, water bottle pockets on the side, and then there's pockets in the front. To have a packable that is so small, it doesn't make sense to me, because usually those other bags, when they're unfurled, they make a big bag. So you pack a tiny little, a little square, or in this case a rectangle, and it's foldable, it's thin, it's light, you can put it anywhere. And then suddenly when you need a bigger bag, you unzip it, you open it up, and now you have a giant shopping bag or a backpack or a day bag or whatever it is. To have a bag that is packable but that opens up into something small, I don't understand why you would do that, because it looks like the packable version is not too much bigger than the actual unfurled bag. And I guess, having the ability to have a shoulder bag or a backpack would literally be the only reason why you would have this bag. But then if that's the case, why wouldn't you just take the regular zipliner? The regular Zipliner would probably hold just as much. And because it's so squishy, you probably, like if you were traveling, you probably could squish it in the bottom of your bag or the side of your bag, and you could probably fit it in there. I just don't see why you would not, like what the point of having a packable version of a Zipliner versus just a regular full-on Zipliner. And a full-on Zipliner is really, really malleable and has a little bit of structure, but not a ton. But, you know, if you wanted an extra bag in your luggage that you wanted to have in case you needed a day bag, I just don't understand it. I think I just don't know where this sits as far as why you would buy it. Like, do you buy it because you want... I mean, I guess it's just not for me. Obviously, this is not a bag that I'm ever considering. I think it's too small for me. But I think for me, if I was traveling, so let's say, for example, I'm out traveling in a faraway place. Let's say Disney. I'm going to Disney. I've got my carry-on. I've got my my checked luggage, and somewhere I want like a packable so I can throw random stuff in it, either from off the plane or want to take it with me, so that if I'm going into the park, I'm carrying just the minimal amount of stuff, and then suddenly if I need a bigger bag, ta-da! I have a giant bag. I can now carry, you know, everyone's sweaters, or you know, if I go shopping and I want to buy some stuff, and then I don't, you know, then I'm carrying it on my back versus on my shoulder. That makes sense to have a packable. But I figured if you're going into a park, you either are carrying the bare minimum because you want to have your hands free, you just want to have the absolute minimum, or you're carrying a lot because you're going to the park, and so you want your water bottles, you want your snacks, you want your sunscreen, your hat, your t-shirt, your change of clothes in case you want to go and get wet or whatever it is. And so you're carrying something big anyway. So it's either you're carrying something small because you want minimalistic stuff, or you're already carrying a big bag. And if you need a packable, the other packables are big. And otherwise, you know, I don't know. I think I just don't know where this lives. I guess, really, if you just happen to like a Zipliner and you love how it converts from the shoulder to the backpack straps, and having a packable version of it is just a good thing because you like it so much. But I think other than that, I don't see what purpose this bag serves that other bags don't already do. And I just don't see on what occasion you would take a packable this as opposed to another packable. And like, yeah, she's wearing that Dazzle. It's a tiny little bag, and yet you've got this giant packable Zipliner. That's got to weigh you down. Like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to be weird enough to take a very thin purse, but then have this giant, bulky, carabinered packable hanging off of your Dazzle, just carry a bigger bag. Like, wear a bigger bag to begin with. Like, if you think at some point in the day you're going to need that Zipliner, just bring a backpack. And then carry a small coupe or carry something else. To me, that makes more sense. So I think for me, I'm just confused as to what the heck you're supposed to do with this bag and what purpose it serves in someone's life. If you happen to have ideas for this and you know what you would use it for, or you think it's a brilliant idea and you can think of a bunch of reasons why this would be a good purchase, can you please put those in the comments? Because I feel like I'm almost being closed-minded, but because I just can't wrap my brain around why I would need this product, or where and when in my life this product would suddenly be like, oh, the godsend of all bags. I can think of a bunch of other packables. I've got Echoes. I forget what else I've got. But I have like all my Eco Shoppers. So to me, those are tiny. They're really thin. And if I want to carry the bare minimums, let's say I want to carry a Dazzle, which is what she was carrying there in this video, where I just want the bare essentials, I'm not carrying something that's the same size as the bag that I've got, that's bigger and bulkier and bops up and down on my leg, and doesn't match anything. So if I'm doing that, I would just take a larger bag in. And if I'm really fussy about trying to, have a bag that is both shoulder bag and a backpack bag as well, then I just use my backpack and wear it over one shoulder. So if you're one of these people who likes to have only one shoulder, you can just carry your backpack on one strap over one shoulder. So that's doable as well. So I just don't understand completely what this purpose is. So anyway, so let me know what you think. And if you have bought them, please tell me what you were buying it for. Tell me what colors you're getting. And if you've used it already, can you give me a review and let me know what you think? Because I probably, most likely, will never buy this bag. I think even if I walked into a warehouse and there were $5, I don't think I would buy it. I might get maybe one as a gift, maybe. Because if they're $5, yeah, it's a good gift. But I personally just don't see where this would fit in my day to day. So yeah. So let me know what you're thinking. Put those in the comments below. That's it for now. So thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next time.